bottom left, we do have Trigger, and in the top right, it is Percival. Kind of rotating back into playing more StarCraft 2. Very interesting in my opinion, since he has been playing a bunch of Stormgate, Battle Aces, all the other RTS games out there recently. And he took quite like maybe 1 or 2 year break-ish from StarCraft. And now he rotated back into playing tournaments again. It's been building up his macro style kind of recently. So yeah, I'm looking forward to what he wants to bring here to the table. Of course, Trigger has been actually kind of on fire recently. He has been playing really, really well. And he hit another kind of peak level for himself, or form. Peak form, I want to say. Not really level, peak form. And he's looking really good in shape currently. Like, just late last year, he beat Hero in a best of 3, and then he proceeded to beat Creator in a best of 5 in that same tournament to win that one. So he's been looking quite stellar. And yeah, I expect Trigger to be on point here. Percival kind of needs to get that game going, because he's been looking good, but he hasn't been looking sharp as of yet, or as of late. But still, I'm kind of looking forward to see what he wants to bring here to the table. So far, it's going to be a 1 refinery, 1 gas barracks opening with a supply depot block, though. That means he just wants to have Trigger in the gas. Oh, this might not be the spot you want to put your... I mean, I guess he has the Marine now, so he's going to push out the probe. And he's going to put the command center on the high ground with a wall in. This is very, very anti... It's like super defensive, man. It is so defensive. This is going to be extremely safe against adepts, even against stalkers, just being on that high ground. He is only making 1 Marine, then he goes into that reactor, so he's going to pump out a bunch of more Marines here. He might even add a bunker already here. See? This is so defensive. Okay, so he's like probably has been playing quite a bit of ladder, and ladder is always a little bit cheesy, so if you want to get high on the ladder, you need to rely on your macro, and if you need to be a little bit overly safe, well, on the ladder, that's the perfect place to be, because then you will get ahead just by your macro plays. Until a certain level, right? Until you had like the top 30 or something, and then it becomes very, very close, where it's like cutting every edge, every corner just perfectly will get you ahead, right? Now, Adept coming in here, but depots are there. I mean, the Adept could stand on top of the high ground, but he sees that bunker. He's like, I'm right. He has a second Adept. He sees the bunker is already loaded up. And he knows. I mean, if you see the bunker, you know this should be this should be a command center. It would be the most insane bait if this would be like a push, right? And not a command center. He scouts the command center though, that's a good scout. Now he pushes out with those Marines. Can he catch the Adepts? I don't think so. 1 Adept is gonna utilize the Shade. And Trigger wants to sell them as high as possible. But this Hellion is actually putting on a lot of hurt. He has more range. And Trigger might lose both Adepts here. Oh, I think he should have utilized this vision blocker here for some damage. A little bit of a mistake in my opinion, but losing 2 Adepts for nothing? That's a pretty good trade, if you ask me here for Percival. The Percival looking quite stellar in this early game, but I think he's pushing out a little bit too far. I don't think you can fight this Stalker with this low amount of Marines. Oh my god, a little bit of miss microbot. The shield battery is in place, and it wasn't scouted, so in the end... Oh no, even a little bit of a misclick here for Percival with that. Hellion. Now, these Marines need to stand in this vision blocker. They cannot move aside from that one. He's gonna lose one that makes the firepower so much lower. Now, he's utilizing this. He's focusing on the wrong Stalker, on the one that has... I mean, he could have killed this other one, right? It's exactly 17 HP. This one is missing like 15 HP. So yeah, he would have probably killed this one. And he would have reduced the damage because it would have been pulled away. Would have to be pulled away earlier because it was already damaged, right? So if you lose those shields, you kind of need to pull it already away. I don't know, man. In my opinion, a tiny bit of a mistake there is going to cost him a few more extra Marines, unfortunately, here. After that perfect opening, kind of, against us Adepts. A little bit of a mistake. Oh, I think that would have actually hit a few probes there. Oh my god, and that was the worst Widowmine hit ever. Definitely a mistake again here. He does get some mining time. He does get a blink cooldown, but yeah. Trigger... Trigger... Oh my god, Trigger was a little bit too overly safe there. That was funny to see. Three times the charm, as they say. No, I like this Raven. It's gonna be nice to scout around against those early observers. And the first one's already coming in. And if he goes in a little bit too deep, yeah, he sees it, Go. He sees it. He's gonna chase it. But there are stalkers, you need to be careful here. But he knows now the observer is here, so he can kind of just roam around and poke at it. And honestly, if I'm Percival, I already have one medevac. I make a Viking. Oh, he's gonna utilize the auto turret. Can he get it? No, that was a perfect counter blink here from Trigger. Oh, he shot his own stalker in rage there. Like, you don't shoot my observer. Now, he has a bunch of units, but there's a tank sieged up behind that command center, and it's gonna keep the bunker safe. Actually salvaging the bunker, feeling really, really good about this defense here. Percival, throwing down a third base. Please siege up there. Siege up this position. It's a good position. Oh! Now, Trigger blinking up into the main. He sees the siege tank, he sees the marines. Percival's defense is looking good, but he's bleeding some marines, so it's not the greatest. But it's still pretty decent. Now he's gonna shoot that observer, that's a good snipe. But losing the marines, I feel like you had that extra tank, you should have just put it up here. For the defense, maybe even like in this area. That would have been probably a little bit exposed, but he's looking good, in my opinion. Alright, Forge on the way here, but this is a little bit risky here from Trigger. Already going into that fourth base, super fast. I mean, he is kind of progressed to the point where he has enough units or workers to saturate all of his 3 bases, so it makes naturally sense. But there's a push coming, and that goes into that direction for the 4th base. He could even cancel that 3rd. I mean, what he sacrificed for this is like, he sacrificed the gateway basically, I guess. He's going into that forge. He's a little bit low on gateway units as well. He has 6 zealots though. They don't have charge. Oh, they already have charge. No, Trigger's actually looking very good here. Yeah. I think it makes perfect sense. He just put on the perfect amount of pressure to get what he exactly needed. And that should be enough to hold this push, because it is kind of slow. Now, it waited for +1 here. +1 attack is gonna be nice with that push. But there's already 2 Colossi. There's already... Oh my god. Like, Percival, once he sees this, is like, oh, wait, you already have 2 Colossi? No, please. Wait. No, I think... No, and this is not the area I want to fight in. It's a perfect engagement for Trigger. If you can... Like, this is delay. It's only delay tactics. Now, that's gonna be a nice anti-armor missile. If you want to pounce, now would be the time. But Percival is slowly trying to push in. I think... No, the tanks need to be targeted on those stalkers. Yeah, that's some great retargeting. Trying to kill all of these stalkers, get these Colossi. He still has 2 tanks left. Raven is out of energy. Just honestly send it back home. Keep that one alive. There's a few zealots trying to come from behind, but there's also Bio standing in a good position to intercept that one. And now he's gonna rotate to the north. He scans the army, and Trigger has lost vision. He doesn't know. He's like, wait, where are you? Oh my, you are already. And if you get those tanks sieged up, a little bit too far in my opinion. Now he can shoot at the Nexus, but the Colossi can shoot at him. And that's gonna be an issue. Zealots flanking from the right are gonna clear out those tanks. Raven throws down one more auto turret to try and tank a little bit of the damage, but the Bio doesn't get pulled, they don't kite. So in the end, the Vikings were micro tier trying to pick off a Colossi, but the Zealots traded so well, connecting all the time here. In the end though, maybe it's gonna be just a good enough trade here for Percival to stay alive and around kicking. But I mean, this is the big story, this Nexus. And he's even going out to throw down another Nexus. Trigger's playing this quite greedy. He's been reinforcing like the minimal amount that he exactly needs to. Been trading well enough on these Colossi. And again, I mean, he's gonna... Oh my god, can you please kill it? Yeah, the Marauder, man, shooting the last arrow. The last missile. That was a good move there by Percival, identifying that one. He's going into that armory a little bit late. He's going into that Ghost Academy. The +1 armor also feels quite a little bit late. I think he didn't start that immediately after his +1 did finish up. Now +2 is on the way here for Trigger. Both players with that aggressive upgrading style for those damage upgrades. Widowmine is going to scout a few zealots, so he should be able to move his units in position. This is not the base you want to attack, actually. Oh, can he cancel the weapon? That's a great cancel, actually. Now, can he cancel the other one as well? Focus the pylon. That's a great one as well. Oh my god, actually, you could have jumped on this. He was already kind of spread out. He could have jumped on this one. Now he's going to go into the main. And on the same time, Percival has to deal with a few zealots, which are going to be dealt with now, as you can see here. This bio is a little bit overstimmed, in my opinion. Trading against the Stalkers is a good move here. Percival looking actually quite good here in this game. Now dropping again, and he could find the space in the bottom right. This is kind of a free pick, but there we go. Another weapon round should be keeping this one safe. He scouts this at least, so it's gonna get some crucial information. Maybe you can get 1 or 2 Stalkers here. They did utilize the blink, so they cannot blink against these Marauder shots, but actually, man, they traded like way. Those Marauders took like extra damage or something, man. Those Stalkers traded quite insanely well there. Now, Trigger is kind of exploding at this point. He has 9 gates, he has 2 robos, he's just playing a mass ground pounding style. And Percival is struggling to keep up the production here to kind of play against Trigger. But this is a nice push here. Trigger needs to come back. He's gonna recall, but no Colossi recall, no more reinforcements. That's actually a very, very small recall, and it kind of was in a weird position. Now he comes from behind as well, and the Vikings need to focus down those Colossus ASAP. I think this is a very good, potentially a very good trade here for Percival, but that flanking Immortal kind of with the barrier soaking up so much damage. You know, can he get some more of those units in the retreat? I think still it's a good trade here for Percival, but did he? Yeah, he did kill the Nexus. It has to be remade. He didn't kill these workers, which is a little bit of a shame, but I feel like it was still a very good move here for Percival. That being said though, look at the supply. Percival was up 80 to like 60, 50 or 60-ish. Now it's almost even. Trigger has been macroing behind this, and SCVs are gonna get pulled here. That's a nice pull. But oh my god, actually, as I say that, the pull kind of stopped there, and that's a lot of dead SCVs. And those zealots even get away. Maybe a bunker at the 3rd base could be a nice addition. We need some missile turrets in the main. War Prism coming in. Production not running for Percival. He's out of money. What's happening? He's making extra 2-2. He's making ship weapons. He's making extra infrastructure. He has no money to make units currently for some weird reason. And that's gonna be a lot of dead SCVs. 25 dead SCVs. I mean, it's not gonna put him all in on anyways, but this is gonna be a nice tempo advantage here for Trigger. And even keeping these SCVs off mining right now, he has like only 30 SCVs mining at this point, Percival. And that is really costing him in that income right now, in that reproduce capability. The planetary should stay strong. But as we can see, man, it just keeps on happening everywhere. The whole army is in that main base right now, needs to get dropped into the own 3rd base. He needs to reproduce SCVs like crazy at this point. He needs to repair the Ghost Academy. Please, please, Percival. Even he's gonna repair it. There we go. He's gonna keep this stuff alive, but he needs to kind of restructure his defenses here. He's gonna lose a Ghost. Even he gets the EMP at least, and so he gets a little bit of value out of that one. He pushes that army back, he gets a little bit of time, but this is so much pressure right now. There's still no missile turrets up here. He's gonna push back this army in the middle. He can possibly kill that Colossi, but there's gonna be another big weapon in the main, another expand here for Trigger. Trigger's just not letting up on the pressure, and he's going into a Dark Shrine as well. Now the main is gonna get ravaged again here. That planetary is gonna be the next target. Even though this army is kind of small, it doesn't matter because it is enough. There's nothing in position. It's enough to kill a planetary, and GG is gonna be called. Trigger is gonna take the first map. But honestly, I feel like Percival was actually in a very good spot. But then Trigger was kind of alright. Let's go beast mode, and let's make so many fires that you cannot keep up to put them out anymore. And like once he got that tempo advantage from killing so many SCVs, he never let go. He just kept on flooding zealots, flooding war prisms, and poking with that main army just the right amount of time that Percival was just struggling to defend all those corners. And in the end, Trigger just managed to overpower him with like sheer kind of multitasking, right? So there you go. He just threw too many things, too many stones, you know, at once, and Percival was just not ready for those. Still, that being said though, I feel like Percival did put out a very decent game here. Trigger was just a little bit too strong. There we go. And this one as well. Forgot to put on the AC here to heat up the room. It's quite cold. It's like 2 degrees or something Celsius. There you go. Okay, let's hop into the next map. We are looking at Ultra Love in the top right. It is Trigger up 1-0 in this best of 3. In the bottom left, it is Percival. Putting out a decent game, but kind of struggling in that multitasking defense. So I would advise him to kind of like go into more of a preset defense, right? So put up missile turrets, put up sensor turrets, put up a bunker at your third with that Widow Mine, you know? There's some very nice building placements you can utilize against Zealots with Bunker Widow Mine, where those Zealots really stack up on that bunker and then you just get all splashed over by that Widow Mine and the bunker's just gonna kill the rest. You kind of also only need Marines in that bunker, so that does allow for a lower supply in the bunker. You know, you don't need a Marauder inside there, because mostly it's gonna be Zealots only coming, and Marines are gonna be better against those Zealots anyways. Now this time it's gonna be a different opening. It's gonna be a double gas, but I like that Percival is doing this the same way. He's making the same double supply barracks opening, and Trigger is like, wait, it's probably gonna be a command center behind this, right? Oh wait, he wants to let him in. No. No. And he brings back his SCV. This is not a good idea. Both are like looking at this. This Trigger's like, is this a bait? This is a bait. Percival is like, alright, come in. Actually, I don't want you to come in, but come in. But he didn't do that last game, so maybe this is putting Trigger off a little bit. Now, Percival wanted to kill that probe, but the Reaper, of course, is slower. And Trigger knows this just by the timing. He knows, alright, this is not gonna be a Marine, this has to be a Reaper. By the way, you can fake that. You can cancel your Marine, and when the probe is down here, you cancel it and start it again, so you can fake a Reaper. But that would be like in a best of 7 or something, right? That would be something you'd use there. It's a very minor detail. Those are two very, well, curious probes. I guess he just wanted to be safe from any potential Reaper attacks. And this is going to be Hellion Reaper opening. But this could be quite powerful here. If Trigger sees this though, it's going to be like, you just want to throw a shield battery against this, and then you're going to be quite safe. No, there you go, already putting down the shield battery. Of course, they can come into the main. If you want to be extra safe, you put down a shield battery into your main mineral line as well. Trigger going to pull a very early blink here. 1 gate blink. And both players, weirdly enough, are sitting back for now. And the Widow Mine drop follow-up. The Widow Mine drop follow-up, there you go. Tiny supply block in that build. Might be intentional, I'm not sure. Maybe he missed the supply depot by a little bit. He's actually... oh no, there we go. Now, already focusing down that Hellion, so he is putting on permanent damage, and Reapers are gonna go into that main. Trigger, if he just cancels the Shade, he should be fine here. Oh wait, he didn't bounce the Stalker. He should have actually tried to trade against the Stalker, honestly. Now he has to run away here, and he didn't really accomplish anything. He didn't even... I think he didn't even get a good scout. Let's have a look. Yeah, he didn't even... I mean, he saw what he needed to see, but he didn't see the Robo, for example. So yeah, he didn't even really get a good scout, honestly. Now, the Widow Mine drop is gonna get that follow-up scout, most likely. Even pulling a few Marines with this, so he wants to really commit these guys in. He might just... honestly, I would have thought an elevator strategy might have been better, just because you know the ship batteries here. He had seen that one. Oh, that's a good Widow Mine shot. He gets an Adept as well, but the DPS is not enough to trade against the shield battery healing here. And yeah, Marines are not gonna get... wait. If he doesn't chase, the Marines could get away. Gonna try to run up that high ground. But yeah, no, you're not gonna get away with those guys. But he's gonna go in with the Reapers again. He sees where the units are here, chasing from Trigger, and he's actually putting on a lot of hurt. Now he got like 4 drones, 4 probes in that first run in with those Widow Mines. Now he's gonna get another 4 just for those Reapers. That's some pretty good damage. And he could get potentially a big hit here. No, he's not gonna get it. Please! No, the medevac! Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, okay. He loses the medevac. That's unfortunate here. I think if he kept that medevac alive, it would have been a really good opening. Now with the medevac dead, it feels like Trigger still lost a lot of workers, but it was okay-ish. Just because there was a big investment, right? It's 500, 300. If you look just at the resources, it's a better trade for Trigger even, right? And it was a lot of early gas investment. So with that Reaper run in, of course, the Reapers don't really scale. The Widow Mines could have been good in a later game. The medevac, of course, is one of the most scaling units in the game here for the Terran. But yeah, I feel like if he doesn't lose that medevac, it's gonna be fine because all of the rest of the units are kind of expendable. But in early medevac, if you can keep that one alive, it's so valuable in a later game. So yeah, or in the mid game. Not a fan of that last drop in. He only got 2 more workers for that, so didn't like it as much. If he kept the medevac alive, also there was an opportunity to just fly away, so definitely an unforced error, kind of. And yeah, that makes me a little bit sad. It was such a good move there from Percival so far. Now he's gonna probably utilize this timing on stim and combat shields, and I'm expecting an SCV pull with this one. It's gonna be... the +1 feels a little bit late, a little bit off from this timing. Raven tried to go in again, but did get feedback here. Stalkers are gonna keep this growth in check, and they wanna see the move out, and I'm gonna see the Marines coming now. Now, this might be a good move here, just posturing on this high ground. Oh, actually Trigger sees this. He has an observer here as well. And he's putting on some hurt on those Marines. Ah, that's not how you wanna have that go. Now, Raven should be seeing this observer. That's a good scout here. Good snipe. He does have a bunch of SCVs. He's actually throwing down a 3rd CC, but this is so late. This is so late. I mean, the 3rd is already mining. It's already saturated here for Trigger. It's not like it's finishing up at this point. That's kind of where you want to have it, right? You kind of want to throw down your 3rd base at like 6 minutes-ish. This is a 7-minute starting CC. It should be finishing up at around this time. Now, Trigger is gonna kind of move in the correct direction. He has Storm already done, he has High Templars in that Prism, and this should be an easy cleanup. If he can get the correct engagement, he's gonna have a nice flank here from all sides coming. Good Storms on most of that bio and completely demolishing this army. A lot of Widow Mines, but they don't really target what they need to kill. In the end, cleanup play here for Trigger. It's gonna get maybe a medevac here. No. Percival is making that as costly as he can. At least the retreat has got to be nice. But that was definitely a bungled attack. Now Trigger is going to proceed to throw down a 4th Nexus. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind him throw down a double Nexus after a cleanup like that. He does have the Ghost Dichotomy on the way here, Percival. And he needs to throw down an Armory. +1 armor is on the way. I guess the Armory can take a little bit longer here. Yeah, we're kind of going into the same mid-game we did last time, but it feels like this time the kind of progression from both players into that economy is a little bit slower, and we do have a different composition from Trigger, of course, with that Templar tech and Archons. It's not going to be the Robo. Now he's going into that Robotics Bay afterwards, and he needs to start his +1, by the way. He has that Forge finished up, it needs to start. There we go, he's going to start it up now. Another nice Storm. His Storm's really eating away at that health from the bio. And the medevacs are struggling to keep the guys alive here. Oh, can he snipe those 2? No, unfortunate, man. The Widow Mine splash not enough. That was, oh, such a good Storm again here, dealing so much damage. Now he has been going quite Widow Mine heavy. And honestly, oh man, he's making Vikings. He's not reading this correctly, and losing a lot of SCVs here at that 3rd base. 3rd base has to get evacuated. No bunker, no tanks anymore to anchor this position. The Widow Mines, as I was trying to say, he's been utilizing a lot of Widow Mines, and I feel like if you want to use that, you kind of need to keep them alive, so you need that upgrade very early. And he hasn't been able to get that upgrade, and now Trigger is just behind this pressure. He's like, he doesn't even need to reinforce the army currently. He's like, alright, let's throw down another Nexus. I don't need that many units right now, I'm trading well enough here. He has the Prism still around. He's probably gonna warp in a few units soon. But yeah, he just like, alright, let's go into that extra base. And he's gonna be up 5 against 2 bases, kinda. That's gonna be a nail in a coffin. Yo, Shield Battery, good to see you. Hi, Mapu, hi, chat. About Widow Mines, are they maneuverable targetly or only as they are burrowing? Yes, you can. So after you burrow them, you can target whatever comes in range, and you can manually retarget those. Blink Micro is insane tonight. Yeah, man. Trigger has really, really good blinks. He has extremely good. Like, his spirit animal is the Stalker, definitely. He's one of those really good, effective Blink Stalker users. And he has also very good like targeting on Stalker fights. Like he's one of the best Stalker user in my opinion. Like if you go Stalker users, top 1 I'd say Hero, top 2 I'd say Maxpax. Top 3 it's gonna be very, very close. I feel like Trigger is already there. But there's gonna be like Estrella is really good in Blink Micro Stalker. Yeah, MC, man, if he was playing, maybe, but I don't think so, actually. I mean, if Parting would be playing, Parting would be there, right? But then, like, you have Trigger, you have Trap, you have Classic. There's a lot of people there. You have Estrella, but I feel like Trigger's, specifically his Blink Micro, the Stalker control is insanely good, and that's one of his superpowers, kind of. Now, some nice Widowmaker connections. There was a little bit of a missplit here. Some good storms. Can he break? But EMP's actually countering these Templars. I don't think you can break him here, but a flank comes from those Zealots on top. Another Colossi joins the fray. Maybe it's just enough to tip this favor into Trigger's poach, but I feel like he's not gonna have enough reinforcements here. And yeah, Percival is gonna get a defense. He's gonna get a cleanup. But I mean, look at the economy. The big story is this one. Trigger has been vastly outmining for like 3 minutes, over 1,000 more resources per minute. That's like, he has been mining 3,000 more resources in the last 3 minutes here. More than Percival. Let's have a look at the trades. They are exactly even. So he's ahead by like 3k resources at this point. It's insane. And that's gonna pay off very, very soon here for him. Parting tile at the main ramps. The anti-cannon rush. Yeah. And now Trigger is potentially knocking down those rocks. Oh man, that's such an unfortunate rally there. Getting 2 ghosts potentially here. Well, maybe he keeps 1 alive at least, but I mean, the 4th base is up, but this... The economic advantage is already there. It's already created. I mean, look at this. It's about to hit the 5-minute mark where we are mining about 1.5k more than the Terran as the Protoss. It's such a tough hill to climb. Even if you have mules, man. You need like 5 CCs at this point with mules to come back from this situation in the economy. Or you need to trade so super efficient, and I don't feel you have the composition to be that efficient here. He's not really having those good splits. There is 3 Colossi, there is Storm in this army, and there's gonna be a Zealot flank, hopefully, for Trigger. I mean, even the frontal attack might just be enough to finish off this game. Can he break Percival? If he breaks him once, it's gotta be GG, really. But as long as Percival can hold on, I mean, he's losing all the Vikings now. He's losing most of the bio. No more Marines in this mixture, so the Zealots are actually very tanky. And Marauders are about to fall apart here. Vikings single and reinforcing this. Now the Planetary is gonna finish up. It's targeted on the Colossi. Can the Planetary get a kill? I don't think so. Colossi is gonna pull back just in time. That would have been amazing. But this time we see Zealots now going into that natural, so the reinforcements are gonna be cut off. And Percival wants to... Yeah, I mean, he's falling apart at this point. Everything is on fire, and Trigger just had too much money. GG's gotta be called. But really good game. Very solid series between those two. The Laser Giraffe strikes again, man. It would have been great, though, to see a Planetary kill a Laser Giraffe after it finishes, just because it wasn't done yet and didn't shoot at anything. I would have loved to see that, but yeah, didn't happen.